A big clash between the largest caucus of House Republicans and President Biden over spending on Social Security. The proposal in part calls for Social Security eligibility to be tied to life expectancy, saying, quote, Congress has a moral and practical obligation to address the problems with Social Security. So joining me now is financial advisor Rebecca Walser. Rebecca, thank you so much for your time. So basically, the Social Security age could be increased. A lot of people don't like the thought of that. How important is it to take some type of action to ensure that Social Security doesn't run out completely for all of us?
You know, Nicole, it is absolutely imperative that America wakes up and really understands that when Social Security was passed into law in 1935, at the time, the expected mortality for men was 62, and for women, it was 65 and a half. So they set the retirement age at 65, knowing full well that most men wouldn't get it at all and that women would get it for a few months. If you fast forward to present day, we're all living on average into our 80s, men at the early end and women in the middle of the range and even to the 90s. So really, the program is paying people for 2 decades when it didn't anticipate mathematically paying them for that long. It's worked so far because we haven't had an entire generation on the program. But as the baby boomers retire en masse onto the program, this is when we're starting to, for the first time, really see the financial deficiencies. And if you look at the $3 trillion, most economists look at the $3 trillion that's been captured in payroll taxes for Social Security that has not been paid out yet in benefits because we've had a younger country. And the problem is that $3 trillion has really already been spent, and the government has to basically pay that out all the way through. Once that really is used up by 2030, they see the solvency of Social Security really only lasts until 2033. So we're really talking about issues that are coming fast at us now that we must address, and that we mathematically can't just ignore like we have been for the last couple of decades.
Absolutely. I mean, saying it could be used up by 2033. I mean, here we are, it's 2024, so that is not that long. So, okay,
Right.
there's so many different things to look at here, Rebecca. If the age is raised, let's say, will retirees who are already receiving Social Security benefits be affected? Let's say they raise it to 70, 72. If somebody is, 68 and already receiving their benefits, would they no longer receive them?
No, I don't think that they would be. What the Republicans have said, what the math shows, is that we need to obviously preserve for the people that are already on the system. But what I see, Nicole, is obviously maybe a shifting from 67 to 70 because we are living longer, which recognizes that we can't pay people for 2 decades. So we need to shift the age a little bit. But more, I hate to say this, but we're looking more at like means testing. Like, do people that are super wealthy or well off, do they need to receive their benefits? And I hate to say that because I know everybody paid in, and I know it's like a third rail of politics, but we have to deal with the math that doesn't work. And so I would say that people that are on it or near to it should not be worried about their benefits being affected. Don't panic, but there has to be longer term, reforms put into place for people that are 5 years out or beyond, because we can't afford all of this for everybody, especially once the boomers retire.
And just really quickly, some people can't retire right now as it is. Would the number of those people just be higher if there were this type of change?
Oh my gosh. Unfortunately, I think, again, it was meant to be by FDR to keep people out of poverty. And I think that we will always have that intention with Social Security. But as far as people that don't really need the benefit, there has to be some sort of means testing, unfortunately.
All right. Financial advisor Rebecca Walser, thank you so much for your expertise. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.